If I close my eyes, I can still see her face forming in smoke, little lit fire burning slowly from inside the hut. Not a ghost. Not a spirit. A real woman. A woman who I don't know how she got there or why she's there. A woman who looked right at me, even though no one else saw her. And the worst part, she knew my name. This wasn't an imagination, though I wished it was. All these and many more are what happened, which I will explain in this story. Most people forget things as time goes on. But some things stay with you forever. For me, it was what I saw one night in a small village where I stayed for work. I was not drunk. I was not dreaming. These were not myths, not legends, nothing like that. Just a strange woman who showed up in the smoke of a burning fire from a hut. And changed my way of thinking about life completely. This is my experience. I traveled to this village because of a small construction job. I was a young technician then, and the company sent me to check some damaged power lines. The village was calm. Quiet. Almost too quiet for me, but I got used to it. The people were friendly in their own way, but they didn't talk much. Everyone minded their business. They warned me about only one thing. Don't go near the old hut behind the palm trees. They said it casually, almost like they were talking about a place with snakes or broken ground. Nothing strange. Just, don't go there. So I didn't ask questions. Not until the night something strange happened. The house they gave me was towards the end of the village. From my window, I could see a big cluster of palm trees. Behind it was that hut they told me not to go near. It looked old and burnt on the outside. The roof had a large hole. You could tell fire had touched it years ago. Every evening, smoke came out of it. Thin. Soft. Almost like the smoke you see when someone is cooking with wet firewood. But no one lived there. No one cooked there. Every time I asked someone about it, they simply said, "It is nothing." But is that smoke actually nothing? And the more they avoided the topic, the more my mind kept thinking about it. The first night I noticed the smoke clearly was a Wednesday. I remember because I had just finished writing a report for my supervisor. It was around 10 p.m. At first, I thought someone was inside the hut trying to warm themselves. The night in this area was cold at the moment. But when I watched closely, the smoke didn't rise like normal smoke. It curled slowly, almost staying in one place, like it was held down by something. I don't know why, but I kept watching. Then I saw a shape inside it. Not a clear human body. Just a shadow. I blinked and it was gone. So I told myself it was my tired eyes. And I let it go for that night. The next night, I was outside again. This time charging my phone with a small power bank I carried along and was also receiving some fresh air. The smoke started again exactly at 10 p.m. It felt too perfect to be a coincidence this time. I watched it for a while, telling myself it was nothing. Just smoke. But then it happened again. A shape formed. But this time, it stayed longer. This time, it did not disappear when I blinked. It looked like a woman. Tall. Thin. Her hair looked long, or maybe it was the way the smoke moved. I stepped back. I remember saying slowly, "Who is there?" The shape didn't move. But it felt like it was turning towards me. I walked into my house and locked the door. I didn't sleep well. In the morning, the hut looked normal again. No smoke. No shape. No woman. I began to wonder if something was wrong with me. I tried asking the villagers again. This time I was direct. What is inside that burnt hut? Why does smoke come out every night? Is someone living there? They always avoided answering. One man told me, "Just face your work. That place is not your problem." Another woman said, "Don't look at what does not concern you." Their reactions made everything worse. If it was normal, they would have explained. But they acted like the hut didn't exist. That made me watch the hut even more. On the fourth night, everything changed. I was outside again around 9 p.m. this time around. I told myself I would not look at the hut. But when the smoke started rising, My eyes went straight there. I saw her again. But this time, she was clearer. Her face formed inside the smoke. Not perfectly, but enough to see she was a woman. Her eyes were dark, sharp, focused. And she was looking right at me. I froze. It felt like I could not move. Then I heard something. Very faint. It sounded like she said my name. I stepped back so fast that I almost tripped. I went inside my room and locked the door, breathing hard. I didn't sleep at all that night. I kept thinking. How did she know my name? Was someone playing a trick on me? Had someone followed me to the village? Was it my imagination? Was the smoke shaped by wind or what? Or was someone actually inside that hut whispering through a hole? I had no answer. The next morning, I decided I needed to check the hut in the day. When people were at the farms, I walked there slowly. The hut was old. The wood was black from fire. The walls were partly broken. But there was something strange. Inside the hut, the floor was clean. Too clean. Like someone swept it often. No ash. No burnt wood pieces. No signs of anyone cooking or burning anything. I searched around but found nothing unusual. No footprints. No clothes. No bowls. Nothing. The only thing I found was a flat stone placed in the middle of the hut. Just a plain stone. But when I touched it, it felt hot. A hot stone in an empty hut. That bothered me. I quickly left the place. That night, I promised myself I would not look at the smoke again. I stayed inside. Closed my curtains. Turned my face away from the window. But around 10 p.m., the smell of smoke entered my room. It was strong. Like someone burning something right beside my door. I stood up and checked the window slowly. She was there again. But this time, she wasn't only smoke. She looked more solid, like a real person. And then I heard it clearly. She said my name. Slow. Quiet. Clear. I rushed out of the window and shouted. Who are you? What do you want? There was no reply. Just smoke. I stayed awake till morning. The next day, I confronted the oldest man in the village. I said, tell me what is happening. I saw a woman there. He didn't act surprised. He didn't deny it. He only said, not everything is your concern. I told him, if I am in danger, I deserve to know. He sighed and sat down. Then he told me something simple and real. Years ago, a woman lived in that hut. She had mental problems. Sometimes she wandered around at night. Sometimes she stayed inside the hut for days without talking. One night, the hut caught fire. People tried to help her, but by the time they reached her, the fire was too much. She died inside. Since then, villagers saw smoke from the hut sometimes. They believed the fire still lived inside the old wood. Not for spirit reasons, just because burnt wood can trap heat and release smoke slowly over years. At least, that was their explanation. He said some people claimed they saw a woman inside the smoke. But he believed it was fear and imagination. When he finished talking, he looked at me and said, stay away from the hut. I nodded. But the story he told didn't explain how she said my name. The night before I left the village, I could not sleep. At about 9:30 p.m., the smoke started again. I tried to ignore it. I tried not to look. But something told me to check one last time. When I looked outside, she was there. Clearer than ever. She wasn't floating. She wasn't glowing. She didn't look supernatural. She looked like a normal woman standing behind smoke. Just watching me. And then she did something she had never done before. She pointed. Not at me. At the ground beside the hut. Then she faded. Not disappeared suddenly. Just slowly faded into the smoke. I watched the spot she pointed to until the smoke stopped. That was the last time I saw her. The next morning before I left, I went to the spot she pointed at. The ground there was softer than the rest. I pushed a stick into it. It went down easily. Someone had dug that area before. Later I heard from villagers that they found something under that spot years ago. Personal items of the woman who died. People had buried them there to put the past to rest. Maybe she wanted someone to know. Maybe she wanted someone to see. Or maybe it was all coincidence. I don't know. I still don't have answers. I left the village the next day. I told no one the full story. Not because I was scared, but because I had no explanation. I didn't see a ghost. I didn't see any kind of black magic. I saw a woman form inside a flaming smoke. A real woman. Too real to ignore. Was it my imagination? Was it the effect of light? Was it an empty shadow of an invisible being? Was someone inside the hut in disguise? Or did my brain create meaning where there was none? I can't say. I couldn't give any explanation. But even today, whenever I see smoke at night, I remember my past experience. The woman who should not have been there. The woman who looked at me like she knew me. The lady in the smoke. And I don't think I will ever forget her. If you made it to the end of today's story, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you will be the first to get notified whenever a new story drops. Stay safe and observe. And if you ever see an unusual smoke at night that looks like someone is forming with it, don't look twice, don't think much about it cause it might come for you. Just walk away. See you on the next one.